Shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, as always, I like to give all honor and glory and praise and worship to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostle, as a bishop of the great millstone, who will teach you on sound doctrine and strong shalom to the hopeful elect and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children, that the Lord will have mercy on his last days. I urge your brother Hadash, representing GMS branch here in Cleveland, who are willing to bring out quick edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah, straight to the point, clean, right? Straight to the point. You know, as you can see by the title, the Spirit gave me was prohibiting of the book of faith, right? When you go into the word prohibiting is a synonym for one of the words that I didn't want to put on the title, but the banning, right? Banning, prohibiting is a synonym of the word banning, all right? So prohibiting, right? Not allowing the book of faith, which is the scriptures, all right? I got two articles pulled up. All right, and one article is from 2 days ago. Today's the 5th. We'll announce the 5th, but one of them was from the 2nd, and the other one is from June 13, 2023. I'm going to read the title of this one, then I'm going to read the title of the other one. It said WEF, right? The WEF orders the GOVs, the governments, to which, going to that word government, govern means control, means the mind, right? So the WEF ordered, the platform which controls the people's minds to ban the Bible and issue fact check version without the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So they want to. It says the WIF has called for religious scripture to be rewritten by AI to create a globalized new scriptures. Uh, so they want to create their own version, which they always wanted to do that, which they always tried to do that. They want to create their own version of the word of the Lord. Okay, it says uh, according to the WIF, the Most High, and it says Yahawah in Christianity, they calling it fake. They saying it's fake news, right? Which we are spiritual forecasters. Okay. Matter of fact, let's get this. Let's go to the Adam Online cast forecaster. The forecast, it says before, plan, prepare. It says meaning predict events, notice, right? Watchman. It says to predict events. So we are spiritual forecasters. We predict, right? To prophesy. We predict events that's going to come in the future, right? It said, one is a word that's synonym to that. It's a seer, one to whom divine revelations are made, a prophet, person who sees or foretells future events, right? Which the prophets were once called seers. All right. So we're the spiritual forecasters to tell you the correct things to come in the future. And here you are, you have an organization telling you that what we're telling you is actually fake, which that's not the case. All right. It says, so this is what they're deeming as fake news, right? So going to the article that came out on the People's Voice.tv uh yesterday, right? See that? See that what it say? Trudeau. says praying in public, reading aloud from the scriptures is HATE speech to be severely punished. And that's what the scriptures go into. Because first of all, let's start here. St. John 17:17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. Talking about the elect. Okay. So this word is the truth, right? The Bible is the truth on the earth. Okay. And what they're doing is, as we move further and closer into this AI state, it is technological, or this technology way of life or way of living. It pushes us further away from the Most High. Okay, because now we don't depend on a higher power. The technology allows everyone to have the power within their hands. All right, it has conveniency be attached to it. It has accessibility to be able to get through, to figure out, and to overcome what life may bring you. The technology, they're trying to make it where technology make your life easier, and it helps you live a longer life. It helps you do this, it helps you do that. That's what they're promoting with this technology. So as AIs continue to be pushed in the forefront, it can answer all your questions. You ask Siri one thing, and then it answers in response, right? They created a whole portal, which is the internet, or like these Google and these different internet platforms. They created a whole portal that gathers the thoughts of what people research, all right, and what they think, and they gather the thoughts of everybody, so that when you go there and you also too search these things and search out the matter, they pop up and they give you answers based off previous searches, or the algorithm, if you will. And that's the portal of this man's mind, okay, which he's using this technology to access these different things. And it got smaller and smaller to the point it was on a bigger scale, and now it's right in your living room, right in your pocket. So he's using this to separate you from YAHWASHI. All right, which this word is the truth. We're sanctified, made holy. We're separate by this word, man. You know, it said so. Like according to Revelations 13, we will be we will be X'd out of society by not participating in the complete uh covenant and formation of transforming man and machine, which is taking of the tiny technology. We'll be X'd out of communication. We'll be X'd out of society, right? Which when you go to Revelations 13, you know, it goes into Chi Psi stigma, right? Which with the Chi, which is would be the X, Xing out the Messiah, his image, his vibration, in Chi Psi uh will be going into his wisdom, right? This devil's wisdom, his plan, right? You see it in different campaign ads. Joe Biden, for example, had the red E with the three lines. Jay-Z had it, on his album cover. You know, that's symbolic for the side of that Chi Psi stigma, right? What this all is linking to the charagma when you go into it, which is that that implantation of the tiny technology, man. Okay. So if you could take your mind off the concept of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, or if you could take your mind off the embodiment of righteousness, which is upheld by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and you walking in their ways, the law, statutes, commandments, of the heavens of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. If they could take you away from that, and they could keep pushing further away from that, and then they give you an artificial, right, AI, right, which is in Joshua, the book of Joshua, AI, the heap of ruins. I believe if you go into the word AI in the scriptures, it goes into the heap of ruins, right? So this technology is going to ruin you. It's gonna cause death to completely overtake you. right? There's no entering into the kingdom of heaven if you make a covenant with this technology, when you make a covenant with the devil. All right. And the stigma, is that prick, that piercing. You know what I'm saying? That piercing, you know. So the banning of the scriptures is what they're getting ready to try to push into the earth, man. You know, the prohibiting of the book of faith. And when that's what this book promotes, faith. You go to second Esdras, second Esdras 5, and second Esdras 5, because this is going to come to pass. They gotta scrutinize the, this book and the people, the prophets who uphold this book, because this is the only thing that's true. As it says in Wisdom Solomon 2, these ways are clean contrary to the ways of the wicked. This is Wisdom, this is 2 5 and 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, right, the signs, right? So right now, I'm spiritually forecasting through the spirit and power of YAHWASHI, not just myself, but other brothers as well. We're telling you what's coming down in the future, and that what's coming in the future is the prohibiting of the book of faith. We just read it. This is now that's taking place in Canada, man. Right? This is again March 2nd, 2024. Okay, the prohibiting of being able to pray in public, right? Because they're deeming it as which is Bill C-3367. It says can land Christians in jail for quoting the scriptures or expressing a faith-based opinion if the Canadian GOV deems it promotion of hatred or anti-Sem, right? So they deem this book to be against, that. That was all a trick, man, to make everybody equal, right? You got to first target the Israelites, right, which they use Martin Luther King and those different political, all right, activists for the black community. They use those to promote this mindset, to indoctrinate you to fall for this concept of equality, right? Which then allows other things to be pushed, so that now when truth comes back into the forefront, it seems as if it's coming against equality, right? Which they push equality to they push equality in the form of peace, but equality is not peace on the earth, okay? Because the Lord has separated each nation and each section in its proper portion. You know, every lot, every man, and every nation has its portion, which stems from the portion of Israel pursuant to the scriptures. So we were never meant to have one mind with the nations in Israel. That's the problem. See, and that was the cover and the disguise and the guile that he used to convince the whole world to follow suit. Now, this it says because now you have the alphabet community, which because he pushed equal rights, all right, and women's liberal and different things like that, because he pushed that allowed these individuals to have a voice and a voice in society, which now once one stands up, there comes another and another, so that now when you come against that organization or group of people who support this cause, now it seems, now it seems as if, you're coming against humanity, or all right, the people's freedom, all right, pursuant to this man's his fake constitution that he made up, you know, because they all go against the laws of the Lord, man, you know. So 2 Esdras 5 and 1, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, these signs that we're spiritually forecasting before you right now, as we went into that word forecast, because they, according to this article, right, and this is the article, right, uh right? It's the other one. I read that day earlier, right? But it says here the width, right? What the width is trying to do. So in this one, they all align. You know what I'm saying? They're all aligned. They're all on one accord. This same bird, right? Two different wings, same bird. You know what I'm saying? Same wings on the same bird. So these two political parties is pushing this concept to take the truth from the minds of the people. Okay. So continuing in 2 5:1, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, which are signs again, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the weight of truth. I just read St. John 17:17. This word is truth, shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. Right. So they're trying to take away man a hope from man, right? Mainly you Israelites, you know, they're trying to get you to just completely believe in him. See, the scriptures is our hope. Even when people don't, even when Jake don't believe in the scriptures, the fact that this vibration is on the earth is bringing a lot, is revealing the lies, is revealing truth. Okay, it's exposing the lies and revealing truth. It's pulling back the veil on the things that were covered up, which are allowing, like you might have Jake and other things and other religions, but it's allowing them to discover some form of the truth. Whether it may be about the transatlantic slave trade, or might be about this trade, or it might be about the Tuskegee experiment and these different names, the Megiddo project, or the Megiddo experiment, or whatever. These different things and terms come from the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Being in the forefront, which allow other things to be revealed, which now individuals can grasp. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth has exposed these different things. So this Bible has uncovered the whole thing, and every single sect can see this, whether they have the understanding of the scriptures or not. And the scriptures allows us to go a step further than these individuals, which allows us to be deemed as prophets. All right, to be able to break these things down and teach out of these scriptures. So this is the only thing that's allowing the people to get this, giving people hope, because it's literally revealing truth around the four corners of the earth. So they're coming up with the concept, oh, we got to get rid of this book completely. They're not saying we got to get rid of the Book of the Dead, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, or the Quran. Now they're gonna group these aspects in terms of religious purposes together, right, to cause confusion, to make it seem like it's all, you know, but we all understand what's in the forefront, the scriptures. We all understand who's in the front, the prophets. We all understand who's in the forefront, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, YAHAWAH, YAHWASHI. That's the target. So the Lord, the land shall be, it says, shall be taken a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. Continuing 2 5:2, but iniquity should be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago, and the land that thou seest now have root, shall thou see wasted suddenly. But when you jump down, it says, and now, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber. And wit is understanding these scriptures, the understanding of the breakdowns and the spiritual things of the book. Because everybody got access to this book right now, but they just don't have the spirit to be able to break these things down. And we do look through the spirit and power of YAHWASHI, YAHWASHI. So with the understanding of these scriptures and the prophecies, the testimony of YAHWASHI are going to hide itself in the chamber being our mind. It's going to withdraw itself from the earth. And this is all through the spirit and power of YAHWASHI, YAHWASHI. He's using these individuals because we're coming closer, like Apostle Tar said and brothers talk about. We believe the elect is sealed and not already sealed. We're reaching a final elect individuals. That's to be sealed if they're not already sealed. So that that coincides with that makes sense. That it would make sense why you have these individuals saying this. I'm gonna show it on the screen again. It would make sense why individuals would talk like this. You know, it would make sense because it's no we're only doing this for the elect. See, Jake think we doing this for all. No, this is only for the elect. So once the elect is sealed, we don't need to. We don't need. It's no reason to be preaching out there no more. You know, we tell the nations their downfall and their judgment. But once the elect is sealed, that's it. You know, saying the Lord's going to come and do His thing. So we're approaching the end. Jacob's trouble is going to be the heightened uh deal of all this. You know, because it comes in our temptation, which is the testing of us all to prove what God you actually serve. You see, so the fact that these scriptures is getting close to being scrutinized at a high level, and the men that uphold this, all right, are going to be X out of society. We gotta have this in our spirit. We gotta make sure this is in us so that it could be our stability, like it says in Isaiah 33:6 in those times. Because if we don't have these physical copies to be able to read this book, it got to be in us. When we're moving to and fro, being pilgrims, the scriptures got to be in our spirit. YAHWASHI got to be within us, which means we got to. That's why he said daily bread, because we got to constantly be in talking to myself first and foremost. We got to constantly overcome the flesh and be intertwined, ravish this scriptures with our love, like it says, so that the spirit can activate when we need it the most. So you comfortable in your living room, you know what I'm saying, in your house, and no, when the time comes when we're real uncomfortable, we're not gonna be able to just pick up this book. We're gonna have to have our spiritual training kick in. The spirit's gonna have to work for us, and because you think this is a game? You think this plan? You think they plan when they saying this? They not playing when they say that, because the Lord not playing. He already told us this was gonna happen. So with the understanding is going to hide itself in this in the minds of the elect, the prophets, and shall be sought of many. Right, the banning, because they talk about it here, they talk about it also within the states, California, the West Coast, and different areas, Texas, I believe it said it, different down south somewhere. So the fact that these things are, they passed the bill in Canada. I just read the bill, the title of the bill. You see, so the fact that these things are in the conversation, man, you know, is not to be taken lightly, not just in one area, but multiple areas. So people are going to be, it says, and shall be sought of many and yet not be found. You see that? Then shall unrighteousness and incontinence, then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth. So the fact that these scriptures are going to be completely removed again is going to allow even more iniquity to increase. So that's why the Lord has to hide this book into the minds of the elect. Once the complete sealing is done on the physical plane, right? Incontinency, meaning lack of control, right? It's going to increase. Lawlessness is going to increase. It's going to intensify. You know, uh, it says, one land also shall ask another and say, "Is righteousness that make a man righteous going through thee?" And it shall say, "No." What makes a man righteous is the scriptures, the Holy Bible. At that at the same time shall men hope but nothing obtain. They shall labor but their ways shall not prosper. You see, so these scriptures is the only hope that we have to make it out of the chaos that's coming. Right? The scriptures is the tokens and the signs are written in the scriptures. Okay. And the fact that we're getting this close shows you we're at the end, brothers and sisters. And I'll just close it one more. Just wanted this to be quick. So they're planning to matter of fact, before I get that, I'm gonna show you this real quick. These are the same people. The Edomites are the same people. When you go to First Maccabees, let's just go straight to the point. First Maccabees 1:30, it says, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. This is talking about Antiochus, right? I believe it's Antiochus the fourth. Antiochus the fourth, and it says, I believe it's Antiochus the fourth, but it says, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. And that's why he's gonna come. He's gonna come like this makes sense, but in reality, it don't make sense. You know, for when they had given them credence, he fell he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel. Now, when you jump down, all right, let me jump down. All right, this is verse 40. As he had been her glory, so was 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and that's ultimately what this technology is trying to do. As I showed you here with the WIF, right? It said this. They were trying to rewrite the scriptures for the future of humanity. It says it's because they deem it as fake information. All right, and they want to create. It says I'm gonna show you here on the screen. I'm gonna highlight it. I ain't gonna read it again, but I'm gonna just highlight the point. See that? So they're trying to create a unified religion that is actually correct. So they're trying to do away with the ways of the Lord to say it's incorrect. But you remember in Genesis when the Most High, when YAHWAH created everything, it said what after it is good. So it was good. Even the moon was created in its perfection. It was created as a perfect ball of light that decreaseth in her perfection. So everything that was created was good once it manifested itself in this field, man, in this plane. But what does this man say? Antiochus was an Edomite. All right, he was a Greek, right? Well, this was during the Greek Empire, right? Moreover, the King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agree according to the commandment of the king, and these are the same people doing the same thing. Yeah, many also the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profane the Sabbath. By doing this, all right, by following this man, you were calling yourself Democrats and Republicans and doing all these. By doing that, you start to profane, meaning outside of the temple. You start to become noticeable because you're what outside of the temple. So you're not keeping the law, statute, your commandments. You're not keeping the things that make you holy. You see, and the scriptures make you holy. We read it, St. John 17:17. It says, so you're gonna have a lot of our people help push uh the agenda what the WEF is trying to push, and what the Canada and the West Coast and different Texas. I know I'm not tripping. I know they said it in Texas. I know I'm not tripping. I probably have to fact check it. Well, not probably. I'm gonna have to fact check it. But I know they said it in. I thought they said it in Texas, and I was tripping because that's one of the biggest states in the U.S. as well as Cali, right? And I think another big state like Florida or something said the same thing, but a couple years ago. So that's the point. These bigger provinces, right, within the United States, right? Uh, they're pushing this with the most what is it, civilians, the most people, so these are the same people doing the same thing. It says, for the king hath sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they shall follow the strange laws of the land. This is a strange law, okay? And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that in the bodies the temple, and that they shall profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine flesh and unclean beasts, right? They do that. Our people do that already, right? With the holidays that they participate in, and so forth and so forth. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised, which just produces that, whether it's physically or in the mind, being uncircumcised, right? Not having the truth, right? Not being within the covenant, because when you go into, I believe, Exodus, it talk about the circumcision is the sign of the covenant, right? Right? The circumcision was proof of the covenant within the person, you know, and the spiritual aspect dealing with Abraham, he believed without the circumcision, which was a foreshadow of what was going to come to us, even in this time, spiritually, being uncircumcised in the mind, and then being from uncircumcised to being circumcised, meaning being within the covenant again, being within the grace and the good and the goodness and the essence of YAHWASHI, the circumcising of our mind, you know, cutting off cutting off that dead weight, if you will, right? Being back in that thing by the sacrifice of Yahawashi, you know. So this is what we're in right now. It says they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation to the end that they might forget the law. See, so it becomes now you become uncircumcised. You forget the law, statutes, commandments. The law, it was attached to the circumcision, right? And change all the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die, being X'd out. Because ultimately, it may be physically, you're going to have some brothers that be martyrs literally, and it's going to be also too spiritually, because you're going to have, meaning you're going to have people like ourselves being pilgrims. We're going to be X'd out of this man's system because we're not going to conform to it. So that's going to cause some people to die. You're going to have truthers that's willing, for their integrity's sake, not fall in line with this man's system, right? You're going to have Edomites that don't go with this man's system. That don't mean they're going to get saved. It just means that they're going to go against this man's system, you see, which is going to cause them to die. Because if you don't take the tiny technology, which is a C-hip, right, you're not going to be able to buy groceries, continue your everyday living, which you're going to get smaller, skinnier, you're going to be deprived of food, maybe water and shelter, which eventually you're going to pass on just to keep your integrity. But that's going to be people that don't consent to this king's law, right? And you're going to have some brothers that's falling in lot, but the Lord going to feed the elect, like the scripture said in Isaiah 65. But it says, in the self same manner wrote he to First Maccabees 1:51. In the self same manner wrote he to his whole kingdom and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city. And that's what he's trying to get right now. These sacrifices within each state within the United States, right? United States. He's trying to get all the states on one accord, right? It's just one big corporation, right? To be on one accord, right? To make this sacrifice, right? City by city. Then many other people were gathered unto them, to which everyone that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land, and drove the Israelites into secret places, even whatsoever they could fly for succor, right? But it tell you that let me see. Okay, I gotta keep reading. Now the 15th day of the month, Causlo, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar and built idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side. Right, right. It's happened multiple times to Israel. You know, the sacking of our temple, of our sanctuary, the ripping of our ornaments and the precious holy things, man. They drunk. When you go in the book of Daniel, you know, they drunk from the holy vessels, the harlots, and they profaned our sanctuary, man. And this is what he's trying to do again. He understands that now the body is the temple, and he's trying to get that body to be profaned forever, which is the tanning technology. When in either hand or in the back of the head or literally in the forehead, if that's where they choose to put it. Continuing verse 55, and burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to burn the scriptures with fire. See this? That's the bill name. Okay. See, that's the bill name. and they're trying to burn this book spiritually. They're trying to burn this book with fire, spiritually and physically, through the minds of from the people's minds, and they're gonna do it physically, or try to do it physically, which that's what this promotes, this bill, you know. And whosoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should be put to death unalive. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities. You see, you're gonna still have the Bible built, like this Apostle Tahar talk about the Bible built Christians. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have people that still uphold to the scriptures without the correct understanding, and they're gonna be put to unalive for this truth, man. Because this truth is the only thing that's gonna. They say the truth shall make you free, right? And this is how we prove that we're of that true worshiping, all right, sect, if you will, because Yahawashi said in St. John 4, the hour coming with the true worshipers. Let me get that real quick, and then we'll close on Isaiah 33. This is St. John. St. John 4, and this is a St. John 4, and let's start at 22. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. And he's talking to the Samaritan woman, because she, when you go to Second Kings, I believe 17, dealing with that history, you know, uh, they she thought that she literally was of the sect of Israel, because our customs were taught within that domain. And just like you see a ish person on the street, he really believe he's of that sect, but because he's been taught this from his father and his grandfather, and his great grandfather might have been the start of that sect, where the confusion happened. And then 3 generations later, you have someone like the Samaritan woman who really thinks she's a part of it. But Yahawashi is breaking it down to her, right? Because in that land, you had them being taught our ways, right? When you go into the history, but just roughly just going through it, it says, but the hour cometh now, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So that's what's coming, the hour of temptation, where it's going to prove who the true worshipers are, right? The hour of temptation is going to prove who the true worshipers are. When you go to Revelations 2 and 10, it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. See? So uh he that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. So by overcoming this, right, and being faithful unto the word, which is Yahawashi, being faithful unto YAHAWAH, Yahawashi, right? Even if we get thrown in a slammer for this book, be faithful unto being unalive, and Yahawashi say what? He that overcometh shall not be hurt by the second death, which is the lake of fire. When you go to Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, suffer, right? Right? Because this is what is required, uh, because this earth, this world is in full of darkness. I will also, until the Yahweh shall return, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which will come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So that's what we're getting ready to move into. The banning of this book is going to forward, it's going to speed that process up. The more talks they have about this, it's going to speed this process up, because they're trying to get you hipped. So this talks about this. It breaks it down. This is the only book that does it. So if they take this away, people are going to start to become more ignorant of this. The only reason people talk about that as being the MO, the marky mark of the beast, It's because it's in here. But if you remove this, the people can't go to the source to prove it. You know, it says, "What shall come upon the whole world to try them that dwell upon the earth? Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power." Right, a pillar holds up the rest of the house, which is attached to the foundation, which is YAHAWASHI. But usually, when you see destroyed buildings or ancient uh, 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 buildings and temples and things, the pillars and the foundation is the ones that usually remain, and the rest of the building might be destroyed. So the pillars are very important. The Lord will make us pillars, meaning of the elect, in the temple of my power, which is the house of David. All right, which is the right upon amongst that governing body. He shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem. Right, we're gonna have a new identity, right? Which cometh down out of heaven from the Most High Yahweh, and I will write upon him my new name. Right, we'll be refreshed. You know, we're gonna be filled with the Holy Spirit at 100% max. So there you have it, and we close out Isaiah 33:6. So hey, it's coming, man. You know, but hey, the scriptures don't lie. You know, the scriptures tell you, like I said earlier, we're the spiritual forecasters, and this book is telling you. We told you about this before this article came out. Before this article came out, we've been preaching this for years. This is Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. See? So it's going to be our stability in those times, and the strength of our salvation is going to secure us being saved out of persecution, or secure us being saved from the hands of the enemy. Though we go, as the Wisdom of Solomon 3 say, you know, though we depart, right, and we look like we're in misery, but we are actually at peace, because the Spirit is going to give us utterance on certain things, and it's going to give us wisdom on certain things to recognize, like it says in 2 Ezra 16, then it should be known who's my chosen. When those things that is max, the elect spirits are going to know that they got to be those guys, that they're, because you got some spirits that feel it now, but you got to stay on a certain path so that you can stay focused. But in that time, it's all what's the saying? All, I forgot the saying, but it is what it is at that point. So Lord willing, this was edifying to a member of the Lord's elect. The banning of the scriptures is here. It's just, it got to be manifested completely, and it's going to be like that here soon. So this is what keeps hope in the earth. And once this is gone, the only ones that have it in their spirit are able to keep that hope. And the ones that can't hear it no more, or the ones that don't know it, they're not going to have any hope, because the ones that teach and preach the hope are not in their ears no more, and so forth and so forth. So Lord, what is edifying, I give you all honor and glory for present worship too. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. That one our apostle elders, bishops of the great millstone. Peace to the 144,000, the rest of the large multitude of men and children. Till next time, Kwanya Shalom. And you know what I want to say. Shalom.